Today's topic is buying off the plan. My name is Max Phelps from Golden Eggs, where we're on a mission to help people stop worrying about money and get on the path to financial freedom. And I'm joined today by Tammy on the other end of the call. Tammy, how are you today?
I'm well, thanks. How are you?
Good, thank you. So what's the question today, Tammy?
Well, often online when I'm just browsing through properties and houses, I've kept coming across certain ads in the past couple of weeks about buying off the plan. There are these beautiful homes and they're quite, at reasonable prices. So I wanted to know, what's your take on buying off the plan?
Yeah, so buying off the plan is one of the most risky ways to buy property. Plenty of people do it, but you need to understand that it's a lot riskier than buying an established property. If you buy an established property, you pretty much put in an offer, the offer gets accepted, 6 weeks later, you own the property. And that means that you can get a loan application submitted, you can know whether you're approved for the loan before you commit the deposit, or you can get pre-approved, whatever is the way around that you want to do things. But off the plan, you don't have that luxury. So often you've got to sign a contract today, sometimes with a small deposit, sometimes with a big deposit, but normally pretty quickly you've got to sign with a 10% deposit, and that's committed. Now they don't have to finish that building within the next month, 6 months, 12 months. Often there's a sunset clause of 4 years. So usually they'll tell you when you're buying when they expect to complete, but that doesn't mean to say that they're actually they meet the target. It doesn't guarantee anything, because normally what they're waiting to do is sell enough properties, they're called pre-sales based on the plans, that they can go to their bank to raise the finance they need to start building. Until they sell to you, they're not even starting. Until they sell to enough people, they're not even starting. And so in some cases, they'll never actually build. You can't get a pre-approval for an off-the-plan purchase, or even if you could, it would be valid for like 60 or 90 days. It wouldn't be valid for 18 months.
Yeah.
So you've got to take the risk that your income could change. The plans can take 2 or 3 years, and a lot can happen in 2 or 3 years in the context of a young person's life. So, it could be great because you've now got a partner and you've got 2 incomes and it's much easier to afford. But also you could be in a situation where suddenly, you're having a baby and you can't work, and now you've got to try and get a mortgage when you're out of work and whatever, and that could be a dangerous thing. So the income risk is one of the first risks that you've got, which is that you don't know what it is. The second big risk is the price. So typically, let's say properties in an area, established properties or apartments, are currently selling for, say, $600,000. The plans will often be priced at maybe $650,000 or $700,000. Partly because they're new, and partly because they anticipate market growth. But what does the property market look in 18 months? What does the property market look like in 18 months' time?
Again, we don't know.
No idea. So we could be really pleased if what we've got is a property that we bought today at, say, $650,000, and in 18 months' time, the property market says it's worth $800,000.
Yeah. But
we could also be in a situation where we sign up for $700,000, and in 18 months' time, the property market is $650,000 or $550,000. And then you've got to make up the difference, because the bank will lend you not on the contract price, but on the value of the property at the time that you ask for the money. So you've got the risk of income, you've got the risk of the valuation, and you might have to come up with a valuation shortfall. And so the biggest valuation shortfalls that we've ever had for our clients have all been for off-the-plan purchases. And then the third big risk area, of course, is the building itself. So the only way to find that out is to find out if it is an established, reputable builder, and look at some of their other buildings and see whether those buildings have got problems or not. There's a really weird thing in New South Wales where a building 3 stories and under is built by a qualified licensed builder. And if he does a bad job, he loses his license and he's never going to build again. More than 3 stories, you and I could set up a company tomorrow. The Max and Tammy Building Company. Now, I don't know anything about building, do you?
No.
No? Okay, great. Good start. As long as we can finance it, we can then develop plans, get approval to build something. We just have to pay a private certifier to say that what we've done looks okay. And then we can hire the dodgiest people. Well, I was going to say the dodgiest people that I know, but probably the dodgiest people you know would be a lot dodgier. I don't know. I'm making that up.
Okay, let's not start there. But I see what you mean. It could be terrible. Not qualified builders, no real experience, skills. I see what you mean.
And they could have used skimped on the materials and whatever else. And the certifier, when they sign off, they're just signing off on the finished building and what it looks like. They don't know the structural integrity of what went into it. And so the biggest problems we've had with buildings in Sydney has been with those high rises like Opal Towers or some of the other ones where it turns out that they just used rubbish materials and the buildings are absolutely worthless. And again, imagine that scenario. You and I built a rubbish building through a company that we just set up. As soon as that building's finished, we can wind that company up and disappear. And then if it turns out we built a rubbish building and somebody wants to sue the company that built it, then they're suing a company that no longer exists.
Yep, so just no liability on their behalf, yeah.
And even if they try to come after us, which they may be able to do, but maybe not, it's like, well, we're not qualified builders, we were just going by the certifier. Go sue the certifier. And by the way, we're not doing buildings anymore, so we can't do any reparation work or anything else. You've got to find someone else to do that for you. Off the plans become quite a risky operation based on the building, the income, and the valuation of the property. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for the questions. We look forward to more, and hopefully you'll get some more suggestions for questions to ask, and I'll answer them on the fly again, which I love to do. But as always, remember that at Golden Eggs, we make sure that we're always genuine. We try and have fun. And we stay curious.